Hello, this is Winnie Dow, and today I'm gonna show you the rest of my stash or the new cloth pads that I've made after the first video in which I shared my cloth pad stash. I'm gonna start with the liners. This one is a 6-inch liner, and I got this fabric from a fabric swap. So because the fabric was so small, I had to use it to use the pattern on this side, but I usually use these on that side. And when I do, the word creepy is the one that shows, which is really funny. This other one, it's also a 6-inch liner. This is also from a fabric I got in a fabric swap. This one is just flannel on both sides, and I just made this pattern. I haven't used it much. I actually made like 2 liners with this pattern. I like it, but I rather use wider wings on my liners. This one is actually reversible. It has minky on one side and woven cotton on the other side. I also made this pattern, and I was just trying with minky. I got this fabric from the remnant bean at Joann's, and I found out that I like minky. I like it a lot. I don't know how it's gonna be during the summer. Maybe I won't like it much then, but as of now, I like it. This is another pattern I made, and this is also from the remnant bean at Joann's. This one has fleece on the back. It has some absorbency. I also use it for when I am almost done with my period, but I also use it as an everyday liner. These 2 I made for St. Patrick's Day. They're a bit wonky, so that's why I kept them. My daughter has another one which looks much better. This is a liner I made that also ended up being super wonky, and I kept it. My daughter has the better version. Walking Dead. This one is just solid brown color with some orange thread on it. I love this fabric, and I made several pads with this. Some I gave away, some I kept, and I think my daughter has one also. This one has flannel on one side and woven cotton on the other, so it is reversible. And these 2 I bought from Cloth Junky. I have bought several pads and liners from her for my daughter, but I love sunflowers, so I picked this one because of that. And this one is a strawberry shortcake liner. Who doesn't like strawberry shortcake? So that's why I got this from her. I like her prices and the quality of her liners and pads. My daughter has a pad with this fabric and 2 other ones that I'll show you in some other video. Well, and these are the 8-inch pads that I've made these during this time. This is My Little Pony working with the Elise pattern again. This one I bought from a BST group on Facebook. I can't remember who the maker is. My daughter has one that shows the unicorn completely, and I kept this other one because we love unicorns. I haven't used it yet. This is flannel, so I'm hoping that it doesn't get all messy on here, so we'll see. I made this other one. This has terry cloth inside, so it's very thick, but I kind of like them as long as they're smaller. This is a tattoo fabric, and I like it because it has the mermaid. My daughter also has another one with the mermaid, and the stitching is horrible, so that's why I kept it. I keep all the pads that I made that are seconds. I keep them. This one is a SpongeBob fabric. It also has terry inside, and this one I made for me because I I had made some for my daughter, for my sister, and for a friend, and I was running out of fabric, and I wanted to make just one for me. I don't like SpongeBob that much, but I think the fabric is fun. This one is flannel. It's that flannel. I got it from the remnant bin, and I haven't used them yet. It has terry and flannel inside, and it is thicker than others that I have. But as long as they're this size, this length, I like them to be a little thick. I love this fabric. I cannot say it enough times. My daughter picked this fabric from the remnant bin. I love it, and it's very springy. So I made a couple of pads with this fabric for me. This one is seconds. I made one for my daughter, and I kept the one that didn't look that well. I kind of went off the line here, so I kept this one. I made one like this for my daughter, and then this one for myself. These are flannel. Oh, this one is corduroy. The first time that I make pads with corduroy. I don't know. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how that's gonna work, but people say it's good. So I made this one. This is flannel, and I made this other one. This is woven cotton and flannel here, and then I put fleece on the back, and I left this area open so that it would dry faster. This is Ninja Turtle pad. I made a couple for my sister, for my daughter, and for me. The fabric was from the remnant bin, so it was very small, but that's why I didn't get to make that many. This one is also my first try at linen. So this is linen fabric. I've used it. It feels very comfortable, very fresh. It's very breathable. I like the combination of green fleece, red linen, and yellow snaps. I love that combination. Love it. Then I also tried the pattern from Days for Girls, and I made these pocket back pads. I made 3, but I sent one to my sister, and I made these 2 for me. Actually, I made this one for my daughter, but I placed the fabric upside down, so I'm gonna keep this one for myself, and I will probably give this one for my sister. I mean, for my daughter. I used a little piece of fabric I have left from this with this pattern, so that's why it's looking that way instead of this way. And I use this other fabric for the back, so I probably will give this one to my daughter. And these are the inserts I made. It has a peacock, and they have either 1 or 2 layers of flannel on the back. This is linen. This is woven cotton on one side and flannel on the other one. These are thicker, so these will be for a heavy or an overnight. This one is flannel on both sides. This one is cotton knit on this side and flannel on this other side. And the ones I sent to my sister are flannel on one side and linen on the other. She hasn't used them yet, so I haven't used these ones yet either, so I don't know how we're gonna like them. This is an overnight I made. Um, it has hidden PUL, and I love this one. It's actually my favorite so far. I've used it and it feels comfortable, but I have made this pattern before, so it wasn't something new. Only that the fabric with the peacocks is a new pattern for me. So now these ones are 9 inches. This one I got from a pad swap, and what happened is that I received two from this person, and the seams were open. It was kind of ripped, and you could see the core. So I decided to back engineer it and undo it so that I could redo it. It has 2 layers of terry inside. I left this open so that it would dry faster. When I received it, it was 2 layers of woven cotton, one on the front, one on the back. It didn't have any barrier, so I added fleece. The end result is not that symmetrical, but I think I salvaged it. The other one has a pretty flannel fabric, and that one my daughter kept it because she liked the fabric very much. So I will show you that one on another video. So this one I made during my last period, and it was very heavy, so I had to make something really fast and with PUL, and I didn't have that many, so I made this one with PUL. It doesn't move because I try to wear tight underwear with this one, so that's good, and I love this pattern. Then I made this other one, which was for the swap that I mentioned before, but it has the boo-boo here, so I decided not to send it, and I kept it. It has PUL inside. It's a heavy absorbency one. It has another fabric on the back, and it has hidden PUL, and then this other one, which is the tattoo fabric I mentioned before. This one is flannel, and I had made it for a swap also, for a swap, and it has a boo-boo here. You see that it's longer on this side, so I kept it and made another one and sent it. And this is flannel, and it feels so comfy. I have this one that I got the fabric from a swap, from a fabric swap, and love it. It's blue, and I haven't used it yet, but in my experience my daughter used this one before I got the chance to use it, and it is also blue, and it cleaned very well. So I only had to soak it for one day, for one extra day. So I usually soak them for 24 hours, so I think that one I soaked for probably 30 to 36 hours, and everything came out, and it didn't peel, and it didn't decolorate or anything, so I'm happy with that. I have to shave the the fleece on the back though, because it kind of peeled, so that sucks. And this one I haven't used, but this fleece is pretty good. I have used it for some other pads, and it doesn't peel or anything, and I love this too. I'm from the Caribbean, and this to remind me of my home. This one, I'm not sure if I had showed it to you before. I have used it and like it. You know, the absorbency, the pattern, everything is the same. The fleece is very good. I don't like this fabric pattern. I don't feel good bleeding on someone, even if it's just a drawing or on the US flag, but I just this one has a boo-boo. I can't remember where is the boo-boo or what happened that I decided to keep it, because it wasn't a good quality, like it is seconds, so I decided to keep it. I can't remember if it's the wonky stitching or something. I really can't remember. Anyways, he stayed with me, but I don't love him. This one is a pattern I made. and this one was for a client, but I cut too close to the edges, and it it came undone there, and um on there. So I decided to keep it, and it has PUL inside, and woven cotton on the back. I made another one for her, and that one I sent, and I kept this one. I use it for my very heavy days, and it works great. I also made this for another client, and I snipped the ear, so I decided to keep it and made another one for her. And this one I kept. I have used, no, actually, no, I haven't used it. My daughter has used it. She has like 4 or 5 teddy bears I've made, and she also has used this one, so I will probably just give it to her. I don't like sharing pets like that. And the other ones that I have made are Minky. These are my first Minky pads. The very first one I made was this one. It is a Minky pad. This fabric I got it from an exchange, from a fabric exchange, and I love it. And it didn't wick through very fast the last time, and the first time I used it, but then someone told me to just try it again, because after washing it, it would only become more weakened. So I'm gonna give it a try. So I've made this one. I also made this one. This is the type of Minky that is very fluffy. So I love how it feels, but I haven't tried it. If they don't work for me, I will probably just give them to my daughter because she likes them. This is one I made with Ninja Turtles, and I made one like this for my daughter also. I made another one like this for my daughter, but the core is not as wide, it's less wide. This one has linen on the back and PUL inside. From this, okay, this is the only one that has PUL in this bunch, and this other one which I made yesterday with the fabric from a fabric swap, and it has PUL on the back. I didn't line it, I didn't put anything on the back because PUL works fine with me as long as I wear tight underwear, so it's not a problem. The shifting or anything is not a problem anymore. I just have certain underwear, the scrundies, that work great with PUL backed pads. So here I have 2 that are PUL backed, and the other ones have fleece, which makes them thicker than the other pads since it's Minky Plus fleece. So any other Minky pads that I'll make, I will back them with PUL. I decided to do that. So this is the additions to my stash, and you can see a video of my first stash going to my channel. I think I added tons and tons of pads, and I also added a bunch more for my daughter. But I think if you're watching this video, you will understand me, because this is kind of an addiction, and it's a healthy one, so whatever. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like down below, and sorry about that, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.